I'm glad I found. Are you two police officers?
Special Agent Scummy.
What?
Special Agent Moldy.
Oh, you're special police, my boy. He's
FBI.
very special. FBI. Oh, but then you want to hear about this? I was just buying, tires over there to burn in my front lawn, and we heard these gunshots go out, and it was scary.
Sir, where exactly were you when the shot was fired?
Oh, right over there by that.
That red barn?
That's right. We were right over there.
Were there any other curious circumstances surrounding the events of last night?
And anything strange? Well, what was that? We saw this, we think it might have been like an alien.
Alien, I think that's what it was.
An alien creature, and it was on this.
You say an alien?
Yes, right, sir.
What makes you think it was an alien? I mean, can you tell me exactly what happened?
It was on this strange, unhuman device. It had three, like, circular things rotating.
3 wheels.
Yeah, and it was real small.
It wasn't 4 wheels,
And it
was
went ding, 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 ding. Oh, it was frightening.
There's a little noise like ching ching.
That's right.
You're sure it wasn't 4 wheels? Wait, sir.
3 wheels. If they were wheels, sir, and if you ask me, I don't know what them aliens got, but I'm sure they're not what we would think they'd be, you know what I mean?
Sir, it sounds to me like a child on a tricycle. Child on a tricycle.
Child on a tricycle.
Scummy? Can we be certain of that?
Special Agent Scummy. Was there any identification that was found on the body?
Not really. The jacket's by 5th quarter.
Have you investigated the crime scene?
I really haven't had a chance to look around, officer. Feel free to help yourself. We're just preparing the corpse.
People who live on this property seem to think it was aliens.
I wouldn't trust their opinion. He's got too many tire fumes in his brain, if you catch my meaning.
Well, officer, in my time as an agent, I found that any explanation is possible. Yes, that is a bullet wound.
Excellent. Well, I've got some
A shoe. He's missing a shoe.
Yeah, that's
Have
baffling.
you found the shoe?
We have no idea on the whereabouts of the shoe.
Officer, we must find that shoe.
Are you the only one on the scene?
As of right now, yeah, I was the first one
You
called
called
in.
for backup.
Yeah, they should be on their way shortly. We'll go get some leg irons for the corpse.
Hey, you! Stop! Hey! We're doing a police investigation! We want to ask you some questions! All right, Mr. Alien, coming down to our planet, killing people.
Oh,
Perhaps
man.
you have to do some explaining.
You got it all wrong. You got it all wrong.
So where's the other shoe?
Where's the shoe?
You'll never find it. It's the whole game. You'll never know.
Calm down. Tell me about the shoe. Tell me about the shoe.
It's the whole thing. It's everything. It's the key. You'll never find it. You'll never
Tell
know.
me about it.
You'll never know.
It doesn't have to be this way.
Some people.
Sir, I think you better come with us.
No. I can't. I got...
Don't worry, Scummy, it's just a cough drop.
They poisoned the halls of medicine.
Two dead men, one missing shoe. Can only add up to one thing. Well, one of two possible things. Conspiracy or aliens. Or a conspiracy of aliens. My God, Scummy, this is bigger than we thought.
Moldy, I can't believe they gave you a gun and a badge and call you an FBI agent. You need serious psychiatric help. Have you ever considered working for the talk show circuit?
Cutthroat! What can you tell me about the
shoe.
Yes. The
Yes, Moody.
shoe. Moldy.
Moldy.
Cigarette?
That would be nice. You're so efficient, aren't you, Maddie?
FBI. We are.
Now, tell me, what do you want to know about the shoe?
Where is it?
Where is it? Very interesting question, isn't it, Moldy?
Not as interesting as who took it.
Who took it? We would all like to know that, wouldn't we? What side of the hemisphere are we in, Maddie?
Western Hemisphere.
Western Hemisphere. And what's on the other side of the Western Hemisphere, Moldy?
Eastern Hemisphere.
Eastern Hemisphere. What's in the north?
Santa Claus.
And what do we see? Snow. Is it snowing now? I don't believe so. That leaves us with 3 piggies and a dog that barks. Bark, bark, bark.
What the hell does that have to do with the shoe?
Well, it's not the Chihuahua bark, you must understand, Muddy.
Moldy.
Moldy. It's a very big dog.
Big
One
dog?
with fangs. One that claws. We're not talking about werewolves here now, Moody. We're talking...
Moldy.
Moldy. We're talking about Doberman Pinscher, possibly. Maybe Cujo. Maybe, just maybe a German Shepherd. But what we also must understand is what conspiracy this might be bringing us to. You know, of course, of JFK.
Maybe it's the dog breeders.
Of Jimmy Hoffa. The death of
Elvis.
Jim Henson.
Adolf Hitler. Amelia Earhart.
Very well. What's that bring us to? 35 divided by 2 to the 4th power, -3. And a dog that barks. Huh? You getting it now, are you?
Not a bit of it.
Well, Bodie, I am not surprised.
Moldy. Moldy. The name is Moldy.
Yes.
Special Agent Moldy.
But we also must understand here. How many people were involved? How many?
That is the question.
Was it 1? Was it 2? In JFK's case, it was 6. Of course, there was the death of Nosferatu. You must understand that too. Dracula! A stake through the heart.
Getting back to the topic, Cutthroat.
I've never left the topic.
shoe.
I've never left the topic myself, Bummy.
Moldy.
Moldy. You know, this time of year, strange things happen. We are now 2 days past Halloween, but there's still little scares left over, if you know what I mean. Mysteries that float around. You know about fog, about dust in the air. It gets to people. Weird things happen. Have you noticed conspiracies happen most often around this time of year? Snow on the trees, leaves on the ground, the smell of burning leaves drives people mad, Booty.
Moldy.
Moldy? What about the man with the patch? 2 patches on knees, 1 patch on the left elbow. Something also to consider.
Perhaps he's in contact with the aliens.
Of course, there is the question of bad cigarettes. Can also drive people mad. But the real issue here is who? Who done it? Well, it could be the butler, the maid in the kitchen.
Colonel Mustard in the
The
study of the
candlestick!
candlestick! Yes!
But that's not what happened here. I don't
Of course
think
not.
so.
No.
There was that reporter that came up here from New Hampshire. You remember who I'm talking about, don't you? The man with 1 eye?
Friedrichsen.
With the widow's peak? What was he?
Howard Friedrichsen. He was a journalist.
No, he was a vampire. To you and me, to the world, a journalist. To the underground, a vicious, undead with fangs.
So what does a vampire want with 1 shoe?
Absolutely nothing. Vampires don't look for shoes, they look for blood. You should know that yourself, Muddy. You've been there quite a bit, haven't you? You know what I mean? So the real question, what gun? Was it a gun? Was it a knife? Were there bullet holes?
We believe it to be a 7.6.
You believe it to be. Well, now we're talking about faith.
We do have
faith.
to wait for the
Well,
results.
there is a
of the
higher
crime
power,
lab.
you know, that could have brought it to its knees. But is the higher power from? Or from? That's the question. The devil works in mysterious ways. Very mysterious ways.
So you
That's
think
why
the
we have
devil
good and
did it?
evil, you know. Good and evil. There was Gabriel, the fallen angel. The god of music. Isn't that what we want to know now, isn't it? Where is the shoe? Because you know, shoes are new today in the art world, Muddy. Shoes are new today. Remember that.
The name is
When you
Moldy.
go walking at night, the shoes creep in and creep out, and then they disappear. What's the work? Who could it be? Is that your question? Well, that may be something that goes unanswered for a long time. See you at 7.
I can't believe I waste my time on people like this.
Stench is bad.
Shoe is out there.
Athlete's foot. Fungus. Anal itch.
Moldy, the lab reports are in. The report is conclusive. The man only ever wore one shoe. There is no other shoe.
Damn it, Scummy! That's nonsense! That's what they want you to believe. That's what the government needs you to believe. They want you to think there was only one shoe, Scummy. Doesn't add up. Why would any man get murdered with only one shoe? And that's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, how many shoes can be missing out there? How do we know it isn't the foot fetishists hooked up with the mob? Believe me, Scummy, the shoe is out there.
So viewers, welcome to another edition of College Football Today. I'm Wes Prescott, and with me as always, my faithful sidekick, Lee Corso. Lee, how you doing today?
How you doing, Wes? All ready for college game day?
Yep, we have some good matchups today, and I think we should get right into the predictions, because I know you're always right on those games. So let's have a batch of your best predictions. What do you
I'm
think?
0-72, Wes. 0-72 on predictions.
You're improving. I feel today that you can maybe go 500.
Last year, Wes. Last year I was 1 and 150. That one win came when the other team decided to go home because it was a rain delay.
Oh, that's an improvement over. What's your overall record over the last 5 years?
I am now 1 win and 2,565 losses.
Well, who's counting? Okay, so the first game. What's your first prediction of today? Nebraska at Oklahoma. What do you think about that?
I'm all pumped for this one, Wes. I think it's going to be a great game today. I think Nebraska, they're number 5 in the country. And I'm going to tell you something. I think it's Oklahoma's day. It's true, Oklahoma's losing their entire senior class from last year. They only have 40 players in scholarship, which is barely enough to field second string. But I'm going to tell you something. I think they got the spirit. I think they got it in their bones there, Wes. That's what it is. It's a spirit. It's a feeling I have. And I think Oklahoma is going to win today by a score of 34-3.
Really? That's amazing, taking that the spread is about 45 points.
The spread may be 45 points, Wes, but that's why you got to take it. You got to go with your gut feeling, and with that big of a spread, you got to realize something's going to happen.
Interesting. I don't think it's much of a game, but let's move on. The next game, of course, is Notre Dame in Ireland with Navy. What do you think about that one? That could be interesting. Navy's 5-1.
Yeah, but Navy has a great name. They're called the Midshipmen, and
Shipmen.
they're called they're called the Midshipmen, and well, they certainly know how to sail those boats. And I'm gonna tell you something. They're gonna have their proud today with Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame's gonna turn it around today. They're at least until the fourth quarter, and then I think what's gonna happen. I think the entire Notre Dame squad is gonna probably succumb to the fans, and the fans are gonna start running onto the field because they know that the Irish are their team, and they're gonna get into it a little bit too much. You're gonna see a lot of fans throwing around the ball, getting on the field, and the referee's gonna have to call the game. And I think before they call the game, left their word to Navy because it was Notre Dame's fans that came on the field.
Really? You think it's so? Since it's on a soccer field, do you think it's going to be how
I think the fans are going to really get into it, Wes. A lot of people
crowd.
talk about these fans, and they don't think that they're going to be able to get into this football thing. I think they're going to get into way too much. I think they're going to come on the field, start kicking it around, and the referee's going to have to disqualify Notre Dame. Notre Dame's going to lose their game.
Really?
Because they're going to look really good for 3 quarters.
And what about the option? You think Notre Dame's going to have problems with that?
I think Ron Powell is the best option quarterback in the country. I think he can run the option a lot better than what people give him credit for. I think Notre Dame's going to bring in their whole second-string running backs because I don't think Lou Holtz right now is really happy with the way Notre Dame's been running the football. I think even though Reich Rosenthal's injured, they're going to bring him back into the game anyway, and I think he's going to play. And I think that's
broken ankle.
I think he's going to play in a broken ankle. He's going to bring crutch and all, and I think that Notre Dame is going to be able to run the option at will until the end of the game when the fans rush the field.
Well, that's an interesting take on that game, Lee. But now let's move on to a game that's your lock of the week. It's the Willy Wonka Tonkas at home against the Tititas. What do you think of that, man?
Well, I'm getting real pumped for this one, Wes. This is probably the biggest game of the country today, even though a lot of people don't know about it. I think the people on Tititas got a real good chance. They have a great fight song. It goes T-T-T-T-Ta-Ta-Ta-T-T-T-T-Ta. I think that's going to help them out. I think it's going to motivate the players and get them really into that fight song, at least before the game starts and at halftime. But I'm going to tell you something about the Willy Wonka Tonkas. They have a tremendous fullback who's named Bulldozer Johnson, and he can really move. He's very slow. He runs a 40 in about 6.6 seconds.
Wow.
But he has got power. He weighs 450 pounds, and he was a former sumo wrestler, actually. They took off the wrestling team, but he is a load to bring down. But I think if the Tititas can all rally together and somehow tackle him, they can do pretty good. But I'm gonna tell you something, Wes. This is gonna be a tough game because it's a real crunch time for both of these teams. Very much so.
So you think it's who are you taking in this one?
Well, I don't know, Wes. I've been a prop time with this one. I think it's either going to be the Tititas winning by a score of 63-0, or I think the Willy Wonka Tonkas are going to win 100-3.
That's interesting. Taking it's your lock pick of the week, but it's really can go either way. So I guess that's how it's your lock. So moving on to something that might be a little uncomfortable for you, but being a news station, we have to inform people. Last week,
that's what we do, Wes. We inform people.
Yes. Last week, Wisconsin against Northwestern, you were very, very critical on Barry Alvarez. And he thinks that he deserves an apology from you because you basically called for his job. I just was wondering if you've apologized since then, because I know another one of our broadcasting partners did call him up and apologize. And so they're waiting.
Well, I'm going to tell you something, Wes, about that right now. It was not me that did it, actually. It was some guy who impersonated me, who came into the booth and somehow formed himself to look like me. Either that, or I got possessed by a demon.
Oh, that's interesting. So you're saying you have no recollection of that whole...
Well, you gotta understand, Wes. I had a bad experience as a kid with someone named Barry, and I vowed from then on out that if any man ever named Barry, I would never bring him up in any way, shape, or form. So what must have happened is someone must have took my place on the show and mentioned Barry Alvarez. Did I say it? Did I say something bad, Wes?
That's okay, Lee. I think the audience has a greater appreciation of the situation now. We'll just move on to our interview section of the show, and we have someone that I know, Lee, you have great respect for his program. It is Coach Sparky Weiheimer.
Just call me Wheezy.
All right, Wheezy, how are you doing? He runs the program from, what is it, New York?
New York,
college,
the New York Asthmatics, yes.
Asthmatics. Now, they're a junior college, aren't they? They're not double A, 1A.
I gotta interject here, Wes.
Okay.
Now, one thing I want to ask you, Wheezy, you seem like your football team, you got great potential and great talent. They all bench press over 500 pounds,
yep.
Yet they all run the 40 in about 4 seconds. They got one slight problem. I think if you can fix it, you can be okay. The first and third quarters, when they're first starting out fresh, they've outscored their opponents 750 to -2.
Yep.
The problem has come in the second and fourth quarters where they have failed to score 1 point, and their opponents have outscored them 3,563 to nothing.
Well, you see, the whole offense, the whole team smokes. And in the second and fourth quarter, we run out of oxygen. So we refill the tanks during halftime, and then, they don't have any problems breathing because they all come over to the half during, in between the plays and stuff, and then just strap it onto their helmets. We got a special connector for
Well, it's
it.
very interesting you said that, Weezy, because the fans out there don't know this problem. They're wondering why at the end of every half, or from the very second quarter and in the fourth quarter, why every play is a quarterback sneak.
Yeah,
Is that because you guys are getting tired and they can't run the ball anymore, or?
No. The center has a pack of cigarettes in the back of his pants, and the last couple of plays, the quarterback's running low, and he's got to grab him. So when he takes the football, he sneaks the pack into the center's
that explains
pants.
everything, Wes. Now I understand. Now, how can we solve this problem? I heard there's a Nicorette out there that is supposed to help
Is
stop
there
smoking.
a way to get oxygen to them in between each?
Well,
Is there maybe an oxygen part you put in their helmet there?
well, we
Weezy?
tried that. We tried that and had an unfortunate incident where the wide receiver's head exploded when he collided with the goalpost. So we don't do that anymore.
Oh, I tell you what, that's never a good thing.
No, that can't be a good thing.
Yeah, we tried that Nicorette gum, but people were choking on it, and they're trying to take the paper from the wrapper and rolling tobacco in it, and that produced some nasty chemical side effects. But we have our science department working on that, so eventually we'll get things squared away, and our team should pick up pretty much.
So you're looking for your first victory, basically, in your 10-year career.
Yeah, we're playing a junior college that's deaf. And it's a deaf school, and
I think we covered them before.
yeah,
St. Mary's School of Blind.
Oh, yes.
It's St. Joseph's School of the Deaf, and I think that
yes.
you have a little bit of advantage here. They can't hear the calls on your side of the ball. If maybe you could do the quarterback sneak just for this year until you guys get in shape, maybe somehow to where the quarterback can just run around the tackle and maybe score a touchdown.
Exactly. Well, see, for this game, we've equipped them with special shoes that don't make any noise, so the quarterback should be able to get away quicker. That and another good thing about playing St. Joe is they can't hear the quarterback's audibles. So if he changes the play at the line of scrimmage, the whole offense falls apart. It's pretty much easy.
Your offense falls apart.
No, theirs. 'Cause they can't
the
hear
defense.
the quarterback.
Oh.
Yeah. Our defense can pretty much go in and kill them because they don't know what play they're running.
Oh. So your offense can kill their defense.
Right. Well, if they don't fall over dead because they can't breathe,
I see. Have you ever thought of maybe having a no-smoking policy for a couple years to see if you can weed out the tradition of smoking during the games?
I never thought about that, but we'd lose our endorsement from the big tobacco companies in the southeast, and
That's right.
There's a lot of scholarship money there.
Maybe if you switch from Marlboro Reds to ultralights, maybe that would help.
Or an ultralight. Maybe an ultralight.
A lighter.
The only problem there is your players are probably used to a more full flavor. And
Full flavor, right. We had one guy smoking Lucky Strike, and he just wasn't working out.
Oh, that's that player that lasted the 2 games and he just dropped dead. I can't remember his name. He was a Heisman hopeful for the
Wing,
first
wing,
day.
wing, foo, 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 zang, boo.
Yeah,
What's his name?
I hated that name. Drove me nuts. Never spell it.
Yeah, that would be tough on
Well, Zing Zing Boo was the first team All-America smoker.
Right.
He made the Smokers All-America teams.
He put down 4 packs before noon. He was amazing.
Wow. That's
guy.
some pre-game itinerary there.
Hell of a warm-up, too. Hell of a warm-up.
So, we have to wrap this up. We're running out of time. It's time for the games to start.
I see, Weezy. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for coming by our show. And
Thanks.
Lee, before I go, you have a prediction on their game? Are they going to pick up their first win?
I think today, folks, I think it can happen. They finally accomplished someone that has a worse problem than they do, that they can't hear the calls. Now, the only problem is they have great eyesight. They can see the audible. They can pick up on reads because they learn to do this. They're taught. So they can see the quarterback going for the pack of cigarettes, and they can make him fumble the pack of cigarettes. That'll just make the quarterback go nuts because you know how those smokers are. They don't have cigarettes, and they get real antsy. So it's going to be a tough game. I think they can do it, though. I think the Asthmatics can win today. I think it's going to be a close game. 1-0. Is that possible? Can he score a point in football? Or
I don't think so, Lee.
2-0. We'll say 2-0 on a safety. When the player who's deaf goes back and falls in the end zone because he couldn't hear the receiver calling for him. I think that's what's going to happen.
Alrighty. Well, folks, I think that's all we have for you today. Just a reminder, Lee, he has his own 1-900 number now for you gamblers out there. And so far it's worked out really well, I think. You just go the opposite way of what he's saying, and we've had a lot of winners. So, I'm Wes Prescott, and this is Lee Corso, and we'll see you next Saturday on College Game Day.
Giving me some of that good stuff.
Well, here it is. Here it is.